8049 Anti-Hazing Act of 2018. Hazing is defined as any act that results in physical or psychological suffering, harm, or injury inflicted on a recruit, neophyte, applicant, or member as part of an initiation rite or practice made as either a prerequisite for admission or a requirement for continuing membership in a fraternity, sorority, organization, including but not limited to paddling, whipping, beating, branding, forced calisthenics, exposure to the weather, forced consumption of any food, liquor, beverage, drug, or other substance, or any brutal treatment or forced physical activity. This shall also include any activity intentionally made by one person alone or acting with others that tends to humiliate or embarrass, degrade, abuse, or endanger by requiring a recruit, neophyte, applicant, or member to do mental, silly, or foolish tasks. So generally, hazing is prohibited, except when it's used as a test of determining physical, mental, and psychological fitness of prospective members of AFP, PNP, or other uniform learning institutions. But the law does not prohibit initiation rites that do not constitute hazing. Who are liable? All persons who actually planned, even if absent. All persons who participated in the conduct of hazing. All officers of fraternity, sorority, or organization who are actually present during the hazing, even if did not participate in the hazing. Among other who are liable includes officers or members of fraternity, sorority, or organization who knowingly cooperated in carrying out hazing by inducing the victim to be present thereat. So in a way, the one who recruited. Also, members of the fraternity who are present during the hazing when they are intoxicated or under the influence of alcohol or illegal drugs. Further, officers and resident member alumni of the organization who, after the commission of any of the prohibited acts, will perform any act to hide, conceal, or otherwise hamper or obstruct an investigation that will be conducted thereafter. This is subject to sanctions if member of the Philippine Bar belongs to a profession regulated by PRC. The owner or lessee of the place where hazing is conducted shall also be liable as principal when such owner or lessee has the actual knowledge of the hazing conducted but failed to take any action to prevent the same from occurring, or failed to promptly report the same to the law enforcement authorities if they can do so without peril to their person or family. Parents can also be held liable as principals. Similar conditions with the owner and lessee. School authorities can also be liable as accomplice if shown that they allowed or consented to the conduct of hazing. Note that the presence of any person, even if such person is not a member of the fraternity, sorority, or organization during the hazing is prima facie evidence of participation therein as a principal, unless such person prevented the commission of the acts punishable herein, or promptly reported the same to the law enforcement authorities if they can do so without peril to their person or their family. Again, there is a prima facie presumption of evidence of participation for any person who is present during the hazing. The elements of hazing should be proved beyond reasonable doubt. The information should specifically indicate that such acts of hazing were employed as prerequisite for admission or entry into the organization. And the test and training procedure and practices for uniformed personnel is an affirmative defense. Lastly, incumbent officers are jointly liable with members who actually participated in the hazing. Note that any person charged under the hazing law shall not be entitled to the mitigating circumstances there was no intention to commit so grave a wrong.